Hi, friends. Welcome into the DLLS Cowboys pregame. Cowboys Lions. It's just another must-win. No big deal. Just another must-win that we're here to get you ready for. Jeff, Jesse, and Ali. Let's have ourselves a Cowboys pregame party, shall we? It starts. Meow. Let's go, Cowboy fans. It's time to finish off the gauntlet tonight. Philadelphia, Kansas City, Detroit. Single file line, boys. Hold this L. Hold that L. Hold this L. Cowboys Lions tonight. We're getting ready for it on the DLLS Cowboys podcast. If you could hit the like button on your way in, we sure would appreciate it. That would be kind of you. We'll let you know who's in and who's out and preview this whole freaking thing here in just a second. First, I'd like to say hello to you, welcome you in to our space, and say, my name is Jeff.
Cavanaugh!
I'm just
Cavanaugh!
There we go.
Thank you, John. I am next to former Cowboys wide receiver Jesse Holley.
Oh, Jesse Holley went 77 yards. It must be a reality show.
And he is next to the greatest beat writer in the history of the Cowboys that is currently sitting on this set, Mr. Ali Jawad.
I hate when old men hit my nipples.
And that is a fair point by Ali, and we appreciate that sort of insight. That's what you get when you tune into the DLS Cowboys podcast. I'm going to start you with some bad news, and I don't mean to. Well, it's just news. It's just news.
It's news.
Detroit Lions wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown will play in the game against the Cowboys. How does that make you feel inside, Jesse? What does that do to your soul?
It makes my stomach turn a little bit.
A little turn?
Yeah, a little. It takes, because Amon-Ra St. Brown, he is one of those receivers that we've talked about in the past about just how good he is. This offense is a very timing-based offense, and so having Amon-Ra out there gives them another playmaker down there and another thing you have to worry about. And we still aren't sure about what this secondary is for the Cowboys. And Amon-Ra is one of those receivers in the top 10 conversation every single year. And he gives, and I don't know if he'll be limited, but he looked good from the warm-ups that we saw online.
I thought I saw a limp in there.
Amon-Ra gives them a big play ability guy who's a tough guy. He blocks in the run game. He's intermediate. He's long distance. So now you pair him up with Jamison Williams. That gives them a solid receiving core that this offense has to contend with. This defense has to contend with.
We'll find out who's the better wide receiver duo tonight since he's healthy.
Oh.
But now
Amon-Ra and Jamison versus Pick and CeeDee.
But
who
now
you taking? I take ours.
I'll take ours any day.
Yeah, I'll take ours.
3 of the top 15 players in yards after the catch are on that side now tonight with Gibbs, Amon-Ra, and Jamison Williams. So as I mentioned yesterday, tackling is going to be very important in this game.
I don't like what you're doing today, I've decided.
Ali,
I'm just saying. I was thinking about what you said yesterday while you were saying that. Ali was like, they haven't tackled great.
You have to be ready for what's to come, and that's the point of emphasis.
Can I tell you a shortcoming of mine as a person, Jesse?
Go for it.
Yeah, sure.
And Ali, of course. The shortcoming of me as a person is I don't want to play you at your best.
So you're one of those guys.
I want Amon-Ra's ankle to not be okay. I want him to not play.
Okay.
I want to play against not your best players, and then I want to make the playoffs, and I want some of your best players to be out.
Right.
And I want to do that all the way to the Super Bowl.
Gotcha.
Because then 10 years from now, no one's going to care or remember. I'll just have my ring.
That's true.
I want the best corner. When I was playing and getting this close to the league, I was this close to the league. Well, I wanted to play the worst corner at all times. That's who I wanted a piece of. Clarence Hill looks like he's in a tunnel. The greatest beat writer in the history of the Cowboys. It's cold up there in Detroit. What do you got for us, Clarence?
What's up, guys? I'm trying to. It's an open air press box, and so it's hard to hear because they're talking on it. So I went into a copy room. They got an old-fashioned copier here.
That's nice.
Fax machines and all the other stuff. So I'm ducking in here before I get kicked out.
Right up
so
your
you
alley
guys
there,
can hear
huh,
me,
old
but
man?
What you say?
He said just right up your alley. Just
Look at
equipment you're
John's
familiar with.
face.
That's how Jerry's going to send his first contract offer to Pickens. It's going to be via fax.
Yeah. So obviously, I sent video before the game. You saw St. Brown. This is a desperate game, desperate team. The playoffs on the line for the Lions, and so there was no way he was not going to play. We'll see how much he can play. We know those ankle sprains can be tricky, but he was running and cutting before the game, and I sent you guys video. It looked like he was going to play, and certainly he was active. Clowney for the Cowboys, not active. And you could say the way he was warming up with Britt Brown that in the Cowboys I always thought it was gonna be a long shot, so they have Isaiah land up, and that's gonna be a tricky for the Cowboys because Clowney is one of the best run stopping defensive linemen, especially run stopping in, and you cannot give up edge runs to Gibbs. And those edge runs to kill the Cowboys, early in the season, and certainly Clowney certainly has made a difference being that defensive end. But again, this is a game from my point of view. I've talked about the Dak and the Cowboys. The last two games were the best 2-game stretch. This certainly will be the best 3-game stretch if they can pull this off, beating Philly, Kansas City, Detroit, back to back to back. So this road game against Detroit is huge because they have not played well on the road. You look some of the best games, their best performances have been at home. They've laid eggs at Chicago. They laid eggs at Carolina. They laid an egg at the Denver Broncos. So as well as they played, they have to prove this is the hill they still haven't climbed of winning and playing well on the road. And these Lions fans, these Lions teams, they're desperate. Dak Campbell loves to pull out all the stops against the Cowboys. They're hoping for a playoff race. This is a big game.
Hey, Clarence, I don't know if you talked to Shotty throughout the week, but what does Shotty feel like or the team feel like about Detroit, especially going forward so much on fourth down? Do they have a plan in place for that?
Yeah, he talked about that. He said that when it's second down, or you got to understand, it may be a 2 or 3 downs, and they know how aggressive he is, and you have to prepare for that defensively. That just because you get them out the field on third down does not mean that you get them out the field. And so they have to come in with that mentality that they have to be prepared for all the fourth down calls, the fourth down gambles. So you have to truly play 4 downs. It's not a 3 down and get them out the field and punt because if Dan Campbell is aggressive regular game, you think he's not going to be aggressive with the playoff, their season pretty much on the line if they lose this game? Yeah, they're ready for those 4th down gambles.
Clarence, Trayvon Diggs, not going to go today. Is he physically okay? Where are we with Trayvon Diggs?
Well, I think it's something that we talked about. If they didn't feel, that's one thing we talked about today. If they didn't feel he was comfortable, and it's up to Big Britt Brown, who's done his rehab. If they didn't think he was ready to go to help them, they were not going to put a limited player out there, especially with the momentum they have on defense, the guy they were playing with already. My point was all along, if he's healthy and he's ready to go and he's good to go, then he's their, best cornerback from a talent-wise and certainly a respect-wise and resume-wise. But if he's not healthy, then you got to go with the other guys. You don't want to lose the momentum you've already gained with these guys the way you've been playing defense. So, and then you got 10 days after this game to really get ready to see if he's ready for the stretch run, if they can get by this game.
Is there anything else that we need to know, or do I wish you enjoy the game and we will talk to you later?
Nothing you need to know, man. There's a lot of Cowboy fans here. Oh, Michael Parsons' mom is here. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Okay, cut him.
You're never beating
sure.
allegations. You're never beating
He
allegations.
was going to get to it. He was going to get to it.
You're never
you knew it was
beating
coming.
the allegations.
That is not something that we even need to know.
No, he
It's
was
just
going to
not
get to
something
it.
we even need to know.
No, he got to it.
I mean, we don't need to know that. Thank you. That's the greatest beat writer in the history of the Cowboys. Somehow always ends up at the same place as Micah Parsons' mother. It's just an interesting thing that we're tracking
Respectfully
on the DLLS Cowboys podcast. Cowboys inactives for today. We do continue the teeter-totter roller coaster. It used to be a Mozzie Smith-J. Toya thing. They would see Mozzie one week, they'd be like, that's not good. And they'd put Toya in the next week and sit Mozzie down. They'd be like, that's not good. Mozzie, you're back up. Jay, you're back up. Now that they have all the D tackles, Toya's always down. And they're doing it at receiver now.
Yep.
Tolbert, you're in. Well,
look,
Jonathan Mingo, you go try it. Well, Mingo played. Well, Tolbert, you go try it. Last week, Tolbert tried it again. Mingo, you go try it. So we're on the teeter-totter.
It's the 4th round pick doing the talking. The trade for if he was traded for like a 7th, I think the Tolbert would be seeing the field every single week. They wouldn't really care. We throw Mingo out there, but it's the mid-draft pick doing the talking.
But I mean, Tolbert was drafted higher than that.
He was,
and I just think it goes to show you what because once upon a time there was a narrative that like the best quarterbacks elevate guys, and Dak doesn't do that. And now, like, multiple guys have gotten good contracts. I think at least 3 of them after playing with Dak. And, like, Jalen Tolbert just had a 700-something yard season. And now it's like, yeah, maybe he's active, maybe he's not active. Just remember, your quarterback can make it work. This George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb thing, it's why it has to remain. This is different.
Yeah.
He'll get whoever to 700.
Yeah, right.
But if you get dogs out there, okay, well, then I'm going to get everybody to 12. And now we're really going to go cook and do something. So hopefully they can pull
and
this
the Tyler
off.
Guyton missing another game because of the ankle injury, that's going to be key as well because, Aiden Hutchins, he's moving around a little bit, playing both sides of it. Nate Thomas fared, pretty decently last week, and another opportunity for him and still as well. So they're probably going to give Hutchinson that kind of Crosby love, right? Chipping, tight ends, running backs, all that kind of, love his way. So hopefully whenever he's out there with Nate Thomas and Terrence Steele, that they're dancing with him properly.
Hey, we got one revenge game actually here today. A revenge player today.
Hold on, let me think about it. Who needs revenge against the Detroit Lions?
I know.
Who is it?
James Houston.
He was cut 2 days prior to Thanksgiving last year by this team.
Oh, they're in trouble today.
Clowney's not playing.
They're in trouble today.
No.
No Clowney in this game does bring up something that I've seen a little bit of scuttlebutt. Seen some scuttlebutt. And I'll be interested to see if they do it.
Better be interested.
I did not say it's interesting. I said I'll be interested.
You better be interested.
I am interested. When they run a 4-man line, I will be interested to see how often it is Quinnen Williams and Kenny Clark in the middle, and Osa is one of your ends.
Okay.
I'm interested to see.
You better be interested.
Because I've got a little scuttlebutt that may be a situation. And, then if you wanted to, you could do something like that, especially considering that Amon-Ra St. Brown will be playing in this game. Like, I'd like to be able to get the big boy job done with as little people as possible so that I can cover. Because we agree the Cowboys' weakness right now is
correct
back there, right?
Yeah, yep.
Correct.
So if I can get this upfront job done without committing all of my resources, and that's the challenge of the Detroit Lions, is they have a Cowboys situation where it's like, what do you want to do? You worried about Amon-Ra St. Brown? Jameson Williams?
Right.
You worried about them? Okay. We're gonna hand it to these guys.
I'm telling you guys, and we'll talk more about that on the blackboard. But if the Cowboys are going to a 4-man front, that gives 5 offensive linemen, maybe 6, because the Detroit Lions will go tackle eligible guy in there.
Yeah.
And I know Clarence said outside runs, but it's the inside zone runs that the Cowboys have to worry about.
They end up outside eventually.
They end up outside.
He goes, wee.
Once he gets through the front and first, second level, he beats everyone else to the sideline. So it's gonna be interesting.
It better be
interesting.
It better be
interesting.
Interesting. Yeah. So how the Cowboys approach this, and of course how the Lions approach the Cowboys defensively. It really is a couple of you can't be right if I do it right.
What is it? The immovable force meets the unbreakable object.
Hold on, I
Irresistible force meets the immovable object.
Yeah. Irresistible force, immovable object, which I really liked earlier in the season when the Cowboys were real bad at defense and they played some offenses that were real bad. I was like, it's the resistible force versus the movable object. Which one of these two things is not going to work out very well for you?
And we had a watch along tonight. So after our pregame show, stay with us, man. We have a watch along. So you get to see how Jeff, myself, and Ali watch the game. We'll take questions while we're watching the game. So after this, don't go turn us off and watch the game. Keep us. Because we're going to watch the game with you.
Yeah, click over to the next link.
The next link.
Yeah, just the DLLS Sports YouTube page, and you'll see the watch along. Can I ask you another question?
Sure can.
All right. So I was donging around on the internet before the game because I do that.
Did you wash your hands after you were done?
Well, no, I was just donging around on the internet. I was just looking at all the stuff on the internet.
This guy.
Yeah, you just never know with this guy sometimes.
And my friend Jane Slater, who works for the NFL Network, spoke to Dak on the field. And what I want to know is when I tell you what Dak Prescott said, you tell me if you like this or if you're like, man, maybe you shouldn't have.
Okay.
Just ask Dak Prescott what he remembers from the last one here at Ford Field. Quote, that we lit them up. Lots of passing yards. About to do it again.
Ooh.
I asked, can I quote you on that? Quote, sure, with a confident smile.
Ooh.
That was 2019?
2019?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, was it 2019? Yeah. Well, they beat us 47-9 last year, but I'm glad he remembers the good one. Do you want that being said before the game?
Yes,
Or?
I do. Now,
Dak is so feeling it.
Now he is feeling himself, but he wasn't in the suit.
Oh God!
He wasn't in a suit.
You made me go look it up.
He wasn't in a suit. He was very casual. He wasn't YN dressing, but he wasn't in a suit. So sometimes if you're gonna talk like that, I prefer you being in a suit. He wasn't in a suit.
All right. If he backs it up today and they win, can he not wear a suit and whatever he wants next week?
Sure.
He gets a pass. Okay.
Jesse doesn't mind when he splits the difference between suit and what?
And casual?
Okay.
Or YN.
Yeah, that. But if it leans suit, Jesse gets a little more confident.
Yeah.
The more it leans suit.
There
And I
we
need
go.
to know where you got that, by the way. I don't know how to dress, and I need long sleeve
nice.
stuff. That look good. All right.
I got you, man.
You got a Target?
H&M.
Oh, I'm going to have to swing by.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's hit you with our prize picks. The pregame picks presented by our friends at PrizePicks. Go ahead and download that app. Use the promo code DLLS when you sign up. Okay, do that. I got Dak going more than 276.5 pass yards. I believe in what Dak is talking about. He said, I remember I lit him up. About to do it again. George Pickens is going to score, according to me. And then Jahmyr Gibbs, I think, is going to score also.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay. That's okay. Because
Just can't do it a lot.
yeah, just one.
Just one.
I'm looking for just one. Ali going with Dak also more than his projected passing yards. George Pickens more than his projected receiving yards, and Jahmyr Gibbs more than we'd like
get
Jahmyr Gibbs.
He can get that on one play.
And then producer John, the man of mystery. CD will have a catch more than 26.5 yards. Jared Goff more than 0.5. He's got him throwing a pick. And Isaac Tesla more than 1.5 receptions from producer John. Was that before we knew about Amon-Ra, though?
Yes. The mystery has been revealed. Here I am.
Yeah.
Yes, that was
There we
prior,
go.
That was prior to the Amon-Ra thing. So
You better get up out of there.
I'm sticking with it.
Nah, get up out of there.
Going off.
Here's the thing about Prize Picks. The game ain't started. Get up out of that one. Get up out of that one.
We should have picked James Houston.
No, I'm good. No, I'm
Look,
good.
man, when you cut a man prior to holiday, that should fuel him up, right?
Nah, I'm good. I'm good. I think we're going to see Osa over there. But, yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice if James Houston gets a little bit. All right. Now, let's take a look at one of the things that is the biggest challenges your Dallas Cowboys face as they're getting ready to whoop Detroit, which is dealing with a man of Jahmyr Gibbs' stature. I'd like to point your direction to a man on a board.
Thanks, Jeff. I appreciate it, brother. All right, man, let's get to the game. The Cowboys are in Detroit, and the one thing that we know right now for the Detroit Lions with Dan Campbell, who is calling the plays, he wants to run the football and run the football often. And he has two of the hottest backs in the National Football Leagues. They call themselves Sonic and Knuckles. But the one back, Sonic, he's the one that the Cowboys have to be concerned about. And that running back is Jahmyr Gibbs. We talk so much about his speed, and that is evident on film and in the game. But he has great vision, and he breaks a lot of tackles. And one of the runs that they like to go to is the inside zone run. And what makes this run unique is that Jahmyr Gibbs, with his vision, with his speed, he can kind of pick and choose what hole that he's go to. But I went back and I found two plays from the overtime win against the New York Giants. And so this first one, when you look at it, and here's one of the things that they're going to do, the Detroit Lions, in their offense. They're going to give you these multiple looks, and they're going to see how do you adjust to it. One of the things that they're going to do is they're going to add that tackle-eligible guy. Remember the guy, Dan Skipper, he always comes in, and they like to go, hey, 69's reporting, 69 reporting. So the Cowboys have to be very, very aware of that, of them having that tackle-eligible tight end type player that comes in here. But you look at this front right here, the New York Giants, they were in a 5-man front, very similar to what the Dallas Cowboys do. So they line up like this. This tight end, he starts on this side, and then he motions across the formation. That's going to give a telltale sign to these guys or to the quarterback what these guys want to do when they motion across. Now, here's where this thing gets interesting. Their right tackle is probably one of the best in the National Football League, and Penei Sewell. So they're always going to try to run things headed his way. And so this is one of the big runs that they had. So when they run this inside zone, here's what they want to do right here. The quarterback is under center. You'll see Jahmyr Gibbs. He's standing back there in that kind of Michael Myers stance looking at that defense. And so they're going to hand the ball off to Jahmyr Gibbs. And what happens now is you're going to have this guard who was uncovered in this. He's going to take like these wiggle steps to kind of make sure that this center is able to reach this zero technique right over top of his head. And then he's going to move up to that linebacker to get a block up there. This other tackle right here, which is Penei Sewell, he's going to reach and hook this defensive end. This tight end who came across your motion, he's going to knock out this other player here. And what you're going to have with Jahmyr Gibbs is going to receive the handoff, and he's acting like he's going down, but what is happening is he wants these linebackers to flow. Once they start flowing this way, he's going to press it here. They're going to come down and flow this way, and they're going to run right into these blocks there, and then he winds it back this way. And here's where Jahmyr is so special because he has vision. Guys like this can be off. He'll break a tackle and come out the back end. Here's another example. This time, they don't have tackle eligible in there. They just go with your normal 11 personnel. Same kind of thing when you're talking about the inside zone with Jahmyr Gibbs, right? So now they match it. They don't have another linebacker in there. They go with the nickel to match the 11 personnel. Same things apply. Jahmyr Gibbs, they're going to hand the ball off to him. What you're going to see is this Z come in motion. Now, when this Z comes in motion, guys are going to shift in. And now what's going to happen is quarterback's going to hand it off here. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to press this hole. Now, when he presses this hole, these linebackers have to make a decision. You always see them take that guide step down. This is going to be critical, especially for guys like Kenneth from Oklahoma, Kenneth Murray, because sometimes he can bite up just a little bit too much. And here's where the great vision of Jahmyr Gibbs come to play, because he's going to press this hole like he's going left, but all of these guys are going to come down. This center is going to now come down on this guard and get up to that linebacker, right? Block that linebacker. This guard is going to capture this guy. This backside guard is going to capture this guy. So it feels like he has a two-way go because he does have a two-way go. This guard is going to come down on this here, reach him. He's going to be uncovered, come up to this thing, make sure that this is clean, and then he's moving up to this linebacker. This tight end is going to wrap around and block this defensive end. The motion that comes in, this receiver is going to bypass this guy, block the safety. This receiver is now going to take the nickel. You always hear in specific running plays that the running back sometimes just has to beat a guy. Well, this guy is the guy that he ends up beating, because when he winds it here, he comes open, and then he winds it back in here. All these guys are blocked, and then now Jahmyr Gibbs is off to the races, and I promise you, if he gets to this position, all you're going to see is brake lights. We don't have a player on defense. Hell, there's probably not a player in the National Football League that can run with Jahmyr Gibbs when he gets to the open field. Amon-Ra St. Brown looks like he's probably going to play, so that helps their offense, but Dan Campbell knows that he has to keep the ball out of the hands of Dak Prescott and that prolific offense. So he's going to try to run the ball 25 to 30 times a game. Inside zone is what you're going to see. The Cowboys better come read their keys correctly, and they have to tackle, because he's not only fast, Jahmyr Gibbs, he also breaks tackle. And if he gets in the open field, he'll hit his head on the goalpost. So the Cowboys defense, another week, has an opportunity to show themselves worthy, that they can go out there and compete with the best. A good opponent in the Detroit Lions. Let's see what Matt Eberflus and his defense can do. Jeff, back to you guys.
Thank you. Yes, Jahmyr Gibbs runs between the tackles. How about over 7 yards per carry? And they do like to run to the right, by the way. They like to run right. They like to run inside. You might picture Gibbs as an outside runner, but that's because he already passed everybody else, and now he's making a safety look bad. But that's okay. Cowboys are hot. We're rolling. I'm not scared of him. I'm scared of everybody. I'm terrified of everything all the time. We talked about this yesterday. I like a lot of the matchups in this game for Dallas, a lot of the particulars about both teams. You are at Ford Field. There is nobody to give the advantage to on the desperate team theory, because I think it applies to both. Right. And so you're going to get their best shot. They're going to have Amon-Ra St. Brown out there. I do like the matchups. I don't usually get good things happen to me, and so that's the thing that worries me.
I always love when civilians go, I ain't scared. I ain't scared.
You don't got to play him.
You ain't got to play Jahmyr Gibbs. You don't have to play Dak Prescott. You don't have to face George Pickens. I ain't scared. What y'all scared about? I ain't scared. I'm like, you ain't got to look down the gun barrel. So yeah, of course you ain't scared, because you get to sit at home on the couch. It's when you got to be out there actually, and Jahmyr Gibbs is running at you, and George Pickens is running at you. That it makes a lot of a difference. People always go, I ain't scared. I want what y'all scared about, what y'all shook about. It's a lot easier to stay down on the comfort of your own couch. It's a different story when that joker's breathing down the back of your neck.
Does it make it weird that even from the couch, I'm scared? Is it more weird the guy who says I'm not scared that doesn't have to play the game, or the guy who is scared that doesn't have to play the game?
The guy who says he's not scared.
That's the more weird one?
That's the more weird one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cowboys' ability to run the football in this game. Detroit will do some we've gotten used to the Cowboys wanting to put all of their bigs out there. Detroit will run out a 4-man line, and Aiden Hutchinson's the tiny guy.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be Alim McNeil, Tyleek Williams, who's a defensive tackle rookie out of Ohio State, and then the third one, who I lost it, but they will go big, and Hutchinson, and that is the strength of their defense. Can the Cowboys do enough in the run game that Detroit won't think, man, they're just going to throw on every play? Because I like the passing game matchup for Dallas. It's just a matter of, can you at least make them believe I might run this ball?
I would think they can, definitely, because, I mean, again, it isn't a lot. And they're banged up in the secondary. Detroit, Terran Arnold being out, Kirby Joseph as well, their safety's inactive, and a lot of that attention is still going to go to George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb, so that should still continue to open things up more for Javonte Williams.
And if Kelvin Shepard, their defensive coordinator, if he's smart, he's going to play a lot less of that single high safety man-to-man across the board with those two dogs on the outside. So you may see a lighter box for Javonte Williams. So going to your point, Jeff, kind of going 4-man front and is allowing your big dogs to eat up a lot of space in there so that you don't have to commit that fifth guy to the line of scrimmage, and maybe you can keep some more guys in coverage because the passing game isn't in your favor right now with the way that you're banged up in the secondary for the Detroit Lions. So there may be some running room for Javonte. There may be some tough running room for Javonte. It all depends on how the Cowboys hold up front.
Matchups to watch in this game. You tell me your confidence level 1 through 10 that the Cowboys can win this matchup, okay? 10 means you're very confident. Terrence Steele and or Nate Thomas against Aiden Hutchinson.
4.5.
Woo! That's pretty good.
4.5.
Hutchinson's a weird one, by the way. He's an incredible player, but he has not been like a quick pressure, quick sack. Like when he's getting to the quarterback this year, it does tend to be longer plays. If you can keep your stuff on schedule, keep it on track. So far this year, he's a guy that isn't going to kill you with a 2-second sack. You're getting a lot of 4- and 5-second sacks. And so if we can survive, probably just send Javonte over to whichever one. It's got Hutchinson.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and let Javonte get a piece of that. 4.5.
Say 3.5.
Okay, because I'd say 1, unless you start factoring in the other people who come help.
They're definitely
That's going to help.
Okay,
Yeah, that's where that's
They're giving help.
Yeah,
They would be
absolutely.
foolish not to.
Because I want to get a higher number. CeeDee Lamb / George Pickens versus DJ Reed, Amik Robertson, and maybe Rock Ya-Sin, the 3 Detroit cornerbacks.
We're agreeing on this one.
10?
10.
Over under 220 between the two of them.
Under.
Hater.
Nah, let's go over. Over.
What?
You're basically
You know what?
125 and 100. That's all.
If Dak is coming out with that confidence that we can light them up, I'll go over.
Over under 190.
Under.
175.
Over.
All right, we got
whittled it
Finally.
down. I think that's right about where they would have it on PrizePicks. I think both of them, they're more or less is like just over 80. And so yeah, somewhere around $1.70. Jake Ferguson against the Detroit linebackers.
Slant.
Man,
They
I
catch
said
it.
it yesterday. I said it yesterday. Slant in the red zone.
If you missed the show yesterday, Jake Ferguson has run the second most slants in the NFL and has been targeted on 0 of them. His job is to run the slants so
That's
somebody else can
changing
run
tonight.
the slant.
For the love of the game, route, baby. For the love of the game.
I want to see him one. Javonte Williams needs 45 yards. 45
For
yards to hit
1,000.
1,000 on the season.
He gets it.
Yeah, he gets it.
What quarter does he get it in? If he doesn't get to 45, we might have trouble.
Oh.
What quarter does he get it in? 45 yards.
I'm going by halftime.
I'll say third.
I think it's third quarter,
I think
too.
third quarter.
Ali's a homer.
Yeah, third quarter.
You're a hater. He's a homer.
Now, what are you?
The H&H show.
That's my favorite thing about broadcasting about the Cowboys. If you're really positive about a guy, you're a homer. If you're critical of a guy who didn't play well, you're a hater. And I'm like, well, you got to make up your mind because it sounds like I'm both.
Right.
And maybe you're just one of them. And you're projecting your feelings onto me. I've told people before, if you think that any one of us is a hater, you're probably a homer. And if you think any of us is a homer, you're probably a hater.
Most likely.
What you're projecting onto us is how you feel about yourself. Predict the game. Cowboys 66, Lions 2, by the way.
This team needs a big road win. Like, this would be their first big road win of the season. Show that you can play against the good teams on the road. I'm still going my prediction from yesterday, 28-27, 1-point Cowboys win.
Amon-Ra changed this, guys. He changes it.
Oh, you hate
He changes it. Amon-Ra changes this thing, man.
What a hater.
It makes it a lot more interesting.
Better be.
My feelings are a little different, but I still take the Cowboys. What did I say yesterday? 24-21?
I thought you went 27-27. I thought, didn't you go like 1 point below?
27-24, Cowboys.
I agree with Jesse's score. How about that? Make sure you're with us in the watch along. So just click on over DLLS Sports on YouTube, and you can watch this game with us as the Cowboys complete the trifecta here running the gauntlet. Remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through. Be cool to everybody. We love you. Be easy.
Eliminate the contingencies.
We all silly like the mayor.